I'm Middlecott and welcome to this special bumper edition of NLC News, where we'll be running through all of the teams giving you the knowledge you need to gamble away all of your disposable income. Nord Esports are officially starting to get sick of Los Ratones. The realization hit team owner Michel as he was trying to fall asleep last Thursday night when he was struck by a wave of frustration after appreciating just how much time and effort he put into winning this region over the last 3 years, only for something to get in the way of actually claiming a title every single time. Whether that was in 2023 summer where Natu spent 2 years worth of roster budget to beat Nord in the final of the only playoffs that organisation would ever reach, or how about 2024 summer? Venomrest swept them in the lower bracket final despite fielding a roster that was meant to finish in 6th. And then of course there's 2025, where they have built incredible rosters split after split, only to be inevitably 3-0'd by Los Ratones in the final. Should Nord Esports fail to win another split, NLC News understands that they will be relocating to a region they actually have a chance of winning, like the LPL or LCK. There is already discontent within the ranks of Bulldog Esports as team owner Jolly has discovered that 2 of the players he signed for the upcoming split are French. This has caused a major issue for the organisation that prides itself on its British roots, with Jolly exacerbating the situation with continuous references to the Battle of Agincourt and by repeatedly calling Napoleon a manlet. The players responded to this, claiming the 100 Years' War was the greatest reverse sweep of all time, and by mocking British cuisine, saying it wholly consisted of unseasoned meat with poorly cooked potatoes. Currently, the dispute remains unresolved, support Kasing reaching out to his teammates to explain Jolly's outburst, saying that the owner's inability to engage in rational thought is because of his overconsumption of AI-generated Nigel Farage TikToks. Verdant fans are giddy with excitement at the eve of summer, since it means that they are only one split closer to the Aurora Cup, a tournament that they actually have a decent chance of winning. The British organisation has struggled to keep up in 2025, much like a man in his late 20s attempting to create humorous content for an audience that is too young to know who Froggen is. Verdant have once again put together a strong roster featuring high-level ERL and former LEC players that will almost certainly miss out on playoffs because of something outside of their control. At this point, experts are unable to determine whether there is something deeper rooted within the organisation causing these issues, or if the team's continued misfortune can simply be explained by God hating them. Chaos have decided to improve upon their 8th place finish from last split by changing as little as possible. It is a bold move for the organisation, who are actually half decent when they weren't having to play against people that have been to Worlds, but questions have been raised as to whether prioritising roster stability was the best move. When approached for comment by NLC News, Chaos revealed that their players' contracts were all written in blood under a full moon, so if either party attempts to terminate the agreement, then their entire bloodline will be cursed for the next 7 generations. Regarding Zoirin leaving the team, the Chaos CEO revealed that he had given up something too precious for words, and that he hoped in time that we could come to understand why he's done what he has. Riot Games have announced that Los Ratones will be given EU's first seed at Worlds following the disappointing showings of LEC at MSI. With Europe's continued underperformance at international events, it is understood that multiple options were discussed at the highest levels of Riot EU to address the decline. This included hypnotizing Gen G into believing they were all Bulgarian and kidnapping the FlyQuest roster and forcing them to play for Na'Vi. Inside sources have also revealed that during one meeting multiple high-level executives spent 3 hours staring at a flip chart with the word colonialism on it. Should this plan go ahead to incorporate Los Ratones, it would mean that the Baus has a unique opportunity to claim a second international title following his win at 2019 MSI. Adding a world title to his trophy cabinet would make him the only European player to win MSI and Worlds, a feat which would infuriate every high elo player on the server. Rich Gang have taken the unusual step of drafting a 12th century nomadic warlord as their jungler. Ozhan, as the player is known, has a reasonable amount of competitive experience, but is probably more well known for his brutal sacking of the Central Asian city of Samarkand. Whilst some may have concerns regarding the player's performance after a significant period of inactivity, any man who is able to call on a loyal host of 50,000 horse archers and establish a vast empire comprising the Eurasian steppe and a significant amount of Persia can probably cope with the fact that Baron spawns 5 minutes later than it used to. DMG have taken a unique approach to roster building in the off-season, trying to make Archeron like them. Unfortunately, with Bucci's retirement at age 9.5, they were not able to secure the fan-favourite top laner for another split, instead pivoting to maximise the Portuguese-ness of the team. In adding Lulush and retaining Kalmsky, it is understood they are attempting to appeal as much as possible to Archeron's patriotic nature, in the hopes that he can influence the rest of the league to ensure a successful campaign for DMG. Lumvis Lightside have actually done a decent bit of business in the off-season, which is quite hard to make fun of. NLC news writers have been left scratching their heads attempting to find some humorous element in the signing of Bisgard to the Swedish organisation. The Danish mid laner put up exceptional performances last split on the struggling DMG, including not getting his head completely kicked in whilst laning against Nemesis, something that half the players in LEC wouldn't be able to manage. Venomrest have reportedly spent 50% of this split's budget on superglue, so their continued attempts to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks might be more successful. This represents the second time this year that VNC have completely overhauled their roster between splits, promoting Bust and Air from their highly successful UKEL roster, who recently won the league finals against a team coached by someone that doesn't know how to use a window. It is hoped that these changes will finally give Venomrest management what they've been missing, a team which is exceptionally good for no reason and places highly surprising, upsetting everyone else. And lastly, NLC Broadcast will be forced to carry a content warning following Don Jake's reveal that he'll be jungling for Ruddy this split. The advisory will warn viewers that games featuring the London-born Nunu OTP must be watched a minimum of 3 meters away from the screen due to the possibility of erratically directed snowballs injuring people trying to enjoy a nice game of League of Legends. That is all from us here at NLC News. I've been Middlecott. I've been playing top lane in solo queue recently, and it's going poorly. We'll see you next week.